What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the NarikChase channel. I'm your boy NarikChase, and in this video we're going to be reviewing Black Panther. Black Panther is supposed to be this all-inspiring, supposed to break the mold type movie that's additional to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, leading to Avengers Infinity Wars. However, I have to say, no. Look, it's a good and entertaining movie, but it does not come without its share of flaws. Now, for the good aspects of it, the story was somewhat interesting, and it wasn't really original because we have seen this in play in other movies before, but for the most part, it is still an enjoyable ride. I did appreciate the performances, which definitely deserve 2 thumbs up. You just have some great A-listers. Forrest Whitaker, you got Lupita Nyong'o, you got Michael B. Jordan, of course. Chadwick Boseman comes back as T'Challa. He's great, fantastic. Andy Serkis, Angela Bassett, who's beautiful and gorgeous as ever, Daniel Kaluuya, Danai Gurira, Winston Duke, Martin Freeman. When it comes to the performances and the casting, it was just terrific. More of my problems of the film focus more on the character of T'Challa. Now, as you know, in Captain America Civil War, in my review, I said I love the Black Panther. He was badass. He had some of the best moments in the movie, not only action wise, but when it comes to character development as well. In this movie, not so much. In fact, Black Panther is played down in this movie to the point that the movie probably shouldn't be called Black Panther. Most of the most memorable moments in the movie have nothing to do with his character. Killmonger had the best scenes in the entire movie. When there are these moments between T'Challa and Killmonger easily steals the scenes. Really, the problem I could say with this movie is with the writing. Black Panther doesn't act like Black Panther. He doesn't have that confidence. He doesn't have that strength. And most of the other characters around him, more memorable moments. Next to Killmonger, my favorite character is Okoye. She literally had the most badass lines, the most badass fight sequences. She had some of the most memorable moments in the entire movie. Now, I do recognize that this is a really big movie because of the whole black ensemble, the whole black cast, and what it means towards some of the social injustices in the world that are going on. However, I think when it comes to this movie, they laid it on pretty thick. If it had been more subtle, I feel as if it might have worked. But I think when it comes to this movie, they were gunning for a certain demographic, and yes, they went for it full force. Even with Killmonger's motivations, it does seem kind of a stretch because of the things that he preached and the things that he did were definitely were in contrast to one another. I will say that one of the best aspects of the movie, next to the performances and the casting, is actually the score, which was great. Had a great blend of African-themed music as well as hip-hop that was actually really good. So the soundtrack was done really well. I did like the look of Wakanda. It looked advanced. It looked really good. I love the set pieces, which looked really good and authentic. I love the way the costume designs worked, because they were awesome. Even the makeup designs, all the practical effects when it comes to the movie looks really good, and of the wide shots of the landscape and the cityscape, and even some of the action sequences looked really good. However, there are moments where there is CGI that happens to be in the movie that should not probably be in the movie, and most of it is around Black Panther's character. There is this one fight between Killmonger and Black Panther at the end, which I think they should have done a little bit better with. Will I watch it again? Probably not. Most likely, and I definitely probably wouldn't buy it. Is it one of the best MCU movies? No, it's not. Look, I really appreciated the performances, and I thought the cast was really good, and I love the soundtrack. But the problem, it really is with the writing. Black Panther feels completely underplayed in this movie. The writing, the problem, they just completely overkilled the whole message of the movie. Which I believe personally isn't that black people are victims, that they actually can be just as successful and just as happy as everyone else. Unfortunately, the movie doesn't preach that. There is some humor here and there, and it is hit and miss for the most part. But I will say Black Panther definitely deserves 3 out of 5. Yes, this movie is a decent attempt, but it definitely could have been a better movie. Alright then, guys, in the comment section below, let me know what you thought about Black Panther. And also be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what's going on the NarikChase channel. And we'll catch you guys later.